Hey guys, Joe here, coming at you. It's been a while since I made a video, and it is currently, what is it? It's September 2nd, 2020, in this crazy year with all this corona madness and all this stuff going on. But I haven't made a video in a while. I wanted to say hi and just tell you I love you, man. I'm happy to be alive. Things have been going good. I've been blessed with what I consider to be a absolute miracle. My tumor is, the last scans results were showing that it went from the size of a cantaloupe to the size of about a racquetball, and it was not glowing from the PET scan. Radioactive sugar dye or whatever it is that they use in there. So that's a good thing. Things are looking good. Energy levels are up. Life is kind of back to normal. You're busy. You're in the grind. It's amazing. Not a day goes by where I don't sit in just pure, utter amazement and think about how am I still alive, man. You know, you get these stories, even recently in the last few days, this Chadwick Boseman, who, I don't know the guy. I seen him in a movie. I don't know him, but I felt, man, you just feel so horrid. Let me try to turn this off. Alright, that's my radar detector. But, so, I don't know the guy, but instant connection, instantaneous connection when you start talking about cancer and the guy's heroic, and he doesn't tell anybody, and he doesn't whine and cry, and he doesn't, quite frankly, I don't know, but I don't know, the guy passed away. So what can you say about cancer? It's horrible. There was I do a lot of Bible study and stuff. I'm not a Christian. I'm a Messianic. I believe the whole Bible is true and relevant to our lives. And so I follow the instructions in the Bible. I keep the biblical feast days and the festivals and all that stuff. I do a lot of studying and a lot in the languages. And there was a Bible teacher that I really thought was a cool guy and very knowledgeable, 30, 40 years in the faith. And he was a word translator, so he would take the Greek and the Hebrew, mostly the Hebrew, and take the Hebrew back to the ancient Hebrew, which was even like the pictographic type, type of ancient Hebrew that would have been scribed in stone. Or he would take the words back to that ancient Hebrew and decipher and bring the meaning out. It's sort of like the Amplified Bible, but different, because what you really see when you return the words back to the original Hebrew is you get a lot more depth and you get a different perspective on the scriptures, and that's really what led me to do this. So this guy was a Bible teacher, and he ended up getting a brain tumor. And I happened to travel down to Tennessee to see him, and I didn't know it was going to be this, but it was his last teaching event. And a few weeks later, it's really an amazing story, but he was doing very poorly, and he wanted to go and see his friend that is another, you could think of him as a pastor. He runs an assembly down in Tennessee. It's called Jacob's Tent. Really a neat outfit, and good people, fun times. So this particular guy, his name is Brad Scott. He went down there by Bill Cloud to give a teaching and visit, and I had to go there. I had to go there and meet the guy. I don't know why. I just felt like I should. I had been paying attention for years. I knew who he was, and I felt like I'm gonna go and meet this guy. Well, after the meeting, after the gathering and whatnot, he goes home, and within a month, he dies. The brain tumor explodes into hypersonic growth, or whatever you want to call it, and his tumor goes from, stage 2 to stage 4 tumor in his head, and done. And it's so strange. You look at a guy like that, and it's like he's far more righteous and far more deserving of life than a guy like me, in my own honest opinion. And it's like he dies and I survive. Oh my goodness. What a blessing from the Father above. I don't know what his plan is for me, but I've been, whatever it is, I'm game. So anyways, but this cancer thing is just such a depressing thing that you gotta have your mind right, man. You've got to be certain, beyond certain, that you're gonna make it, and that you don't give up. Because even when I was sick, there were times where I said, F it, I'm not trying anymore. It'd just be easier to die. And I know that people, and this is a biblical thing, but people are giving up the ghost. They're giving up their fight, and they are not making it. And you cannot do that. You so need to be in the game. You so need to be strong. And you need to fight, and you need to see yourself on the other side of this thing, surviving, living, returning to normal, doing your thing. You need to keep that in your mind. Don't see yourself dead, give up, and die. Don't do it. Stay focused. Get into the Word. That sounds like some crap, garbage, cliche garbage. I know. There's a whole fake world out there of people pretending they're religious, and they don't know the Father. They've not studied the Word. They've not put their life in His hands, I can promise you. So I would tap into the real faith of the Bible, keeping the Word, being obedient, and having a heart's desire for change, for yourself, for your character, for who you are. And let that be the starting block for you to have a changed perspective, a changed outlook, a changed heart. Begin to live your life anew, a different way, and stay focused on your recovery, because you've got to have that part going, or you won't make it. You will not make it. And I don't know what the mindset for these people was or is for those that are knocking on death's door. But for me, my tumor was massive. It was collapsed my lung. It pushed my heart out of the way. My heart was beating 130 beats per minute consistently. And I just kept thinking of Job in the Bible. If you haven't read the book of Job, read that. He never gives up on his faith. He never gives up on the Father. He never turns his back on Him. And he makes it. And what happens after he makes it is, not only does he make it, but the blessings begin to ramp up, and he's given even more than he had before. And I can attest to you, this is happening to me. When I got sick, I felt the conviction to start tithing. I had been feeling as though I should for a while, and I ignored the conviction, and I didn't do it. When I got sick, I began tithing 10%. I would give that money not to just one church, but wherever the Father led me to feel as though I should give it. The guy in Africa running the assembly, the guy in the Philippines running the assembly, this assembly, that assembly. I go to multiple different assemblies here and there, and I just started giving. I stayed focused on the Father and the Word, and He delivered me. I didn't do it myself, Prior to going to the hospital for chemo, I tried to cure myself for 8 months or 10 months, and I tried to eat this and do that and do this and cut this out, and none of it worked. None of it worked. Eventually I had to say, Father, I'm putting this in your hands, and if you want me to live, then so be it. If I'm gonna die, so be it. But I'm gonna put this in your hands, and I'm not gonna save myself anymore. I was literally eating fast food and doing chemotherapy, and my tumor was shrinking after I got out of the way. And I just put it in his hands, and I let him take care of all of it, and I put it out of my hands, and I just said, I'm going to just do your will. And I just paid attention to the scriptures and changing my heart character, and I still got work to do. I'm still a mess, as many are, and it's a never-ending struggle to eliminate the flesh, but I'm doing it. And if you think all this is corny, no problem. I still love you, but I promise you it's not. I promise you it's real, it's relevant. You're going to stand before the creator of the universe one day and be judged according to Torah and your either obedience to it or your failure to live it out. And that's exactly right. That is instructions in righteousness found in the first 5 books of the Bible. And it's important for you in your life. And I suggest that you learn about it and begin to study and begin to get to know him, because the Torah is also the Father's character. It's not done away like Christianity says it is. It is there, it is relevant, and you are going to be judged by it one day. So I highly recommend that you get involved, because it's your mind frame that just might destroy you during this COVID, during this cancer journey that you're on. So I love you, man. If you got any questions, or you need somebody to talk to, or you got, you want to know something about my journey and how things went and how it all came to be the way it is today, feel free to get in touch with me. I'll put the links in the description below, but there will be a, let's see, I haven't went through this stuff for a while. We've got the There's Hope It's Not the End.com website. I'll put the link below. We got the Facebook.com/groups/ There Is Hope It's Not the End. And so you can check us out there, join the Facebook group. There's not a lot of activity in there right now, but who knows, there could be. And so beyond that, guys, I love you. I'm still here. Cancer, the treatment ends, but it really doesn't go away. I've got my port. I just came out of the Ryman Cancer Center here. Just had my port flushed, and it's just, there's a guy that just came out of treatment in there, and yeah, I tell it like it is. The nurse inside, she's like, man, you're looking good. And I said, well, that's because I'm not dying anymore. I mean, literally, I was dying. I lost so much weight, and it's just crazy, guys. But keep your mind strong. Keep your hopes up. There is hope. It's not the end. You are going to make it if you so desire. Choose to make it. Choose to live. See yourself on the other side of this, and you will be there. Love you. Talk to you soon. And if you have any questions, get in touch with me. Take care.